friends, this is your Python partner here, and this is part 2 of object-oriented programming in classes in Python. So friends, after writing classes, we are going to spend more time with the instances that we create from the class. In that journey, we would have to modify the attributes so often. So today, we are going to see that to modify the attributes, there are several ways. So let's see one by one. So all these concepts that we are going to see with this example, class simple interest. Okay. So I hope you all have gone back to school days where you learned it first, or if not, at least in aptitude section of every competitive exam, you would just get 1 or 2 questions regarding simple interest. Yeah, fine. Here we are gonna see how could we create a class on the simple interest concept, and as well, let's see how to modify the attributes here. Okay, so in the init of method, in the simple interest class, we have 3 parameters. So along with self, okay. So I hope you have watched the video where we discuss the concept of classes and object-oriented programming. If not, I kindly suggest you to go watch that video. If not, you can't really understand what is happening here, and the link is in description. Others, let's follow. So this method initializes the attributes once the instance is created. See here, 3 parameters you can understand about the initialization process, because as we have discussed about all this in the prior video, here an attribute self.si underscore interest is equal to 0, as this is the way the attribute can be defined without being passed in as a parameter. So this is also another way, okay. So here it is initialized with the default value, that is 0, and this got some methods as well. So first we are just going to see the method, that is calculate interest, where no parameters are expected, only self is being passed. Okay, so it is just going to calculate and print the result value. So now let's create an instance, name my interest. Okay, so in that we are just going to pass the argument values to this simple interest class, that is principal is 5000 and rate of interest is 3 and year is 4, and using that instance we are just calling the method calculate interest of. Okay, so now what happened? Instance named my interest with our sent values have created, and as well calculated the interest for the same. See the output? Simple interest for rate of interest 3%, for amount 5000 is 600. Okay. So till now we haven't modified any attributes in the class. We just created the instance and just passed some argument values through that. Okay. And now you think that rate of interest need to be updated if the user thinks so. So then you include a method that is called update interest of, which expects interest parameter, which is then set to self dot rate of interest, that is ROI. So now you see here my interest dot update interest of 5. So using the same instance my interest, I am calling this update interest of by passing the value 5. Okay, and once again I'm just calling the method calculate interest of, and you see the output. Simple interest for rate of interest 5%, for amount 5000 is 1000. So the rate of interest at first it was 3. Now we modified it using a method, that is update interest of. Okay, so this is the one method of modifying the attribute using another one method. Yes. Now then you feel like what if you suddenly thinks to add more principal amount, as principal amount is also another one attribute. So rather than using the method to assign completely a new value, here you decide, okay, let's increment the value from the original set of value. So this method named increment principal is then created, and which expects the amount parameter. Then it is going to add that value to the attribute self.principal. Then see, if we use our same instance name my interest dot increment principal of, and we are passing 10,000 in it, and as well using the same instance we are calling calculate interest of. So now you see the output. Simple interest for the rate of interest, it is 5%, because we updated it from 3 to 5, so it is now 5. And you see the amount here from 5000, now it is changed to 15,000 because 10,000 is incremented. Okay, so this is our second way of modifying the attribute, that is we can increment its value from the original one. Now see this part. Okay, so where I create a new instance, it is named your interest, and I am passing the values, that is 2003 and 4. Okay, and as well I call the method calculate interest of. Then here using the instance your interest, I set the value of ROI to 7. Okay, so this is the third method of modifying the attribute directly using an instance name rather than creating a method to completely change it or to increment from the original form. Okay. So once again, I call the method calculate interest of. Now, so see the output here. New instance. So in the first line, you can see the rate of interest is 3% as we passed on the value while creating that instance, and its interest value is calculated as 240. Okay, so now in this line, you can see the rate of interest is 7%. As we now change the attribute value directly using an instance, it is then set to this value, and the principal and year has not been touched. So the result is 560. So this is the full output from the start till the end. So yeah, that's it. So friends, today we have seen how to initialize the attribute without passing in a parameter, and as well 3 ways to modify the attribute values. I hope you really understand this session, and try to write some programs and use all the attribute changing mechanism in it and fall more in love with programming. Practice is very important. So I hope you really won't forget to practice all these concepts. So play with programming, have fun, and yes, it is summer, so keep yourself hydrated and enjoy programming. So friends, do join me in this journey of learning. Let's make this journey more interesting, and don't forget to like and share the video. Bye bye and take care.